So today we are going to install the AP Products window shade. It's a new piece of glass, a new frame, and a window shade. It replaces your old RV window that doesn't have a shade in it. It's not tinted. Mine looks like this. Mine has our white trash sunshade in it, and for some reason we always tend to park our coach so that it faces the right side of the coach faces east, and the sun always comes up and shines right through this window and bakes us every morning. So we're going to change this guy out to the shade and be able to have some respite from the sun. So you need to make sure of two things: that your cutout is 15 3/16 by 24 3/16 with a 1/4 inch tolerance. So you got to be pretty close. It looks by the instructions they don't give you very much room to fit in the frame. And if you're doing this on a door that doesn't have a window, they do give you this template to cut a hole in your door. This is your shade. This is your exterior piece that has the glass already laid in it. Doesn't look like straight, so we'll have to adjust that. And the instructions claim that you don't need to use sealant because they've already got this little bead of sealant in here. I'm initially going to install it the way that they tell you per the instructions, just with this bead, and then maybe along the way I'll put some silicone in here. I bought silicone, and I also have butyl tape to install it with if we need that. And then this is your interior trim piece. This is the piece that the shade actually goes inside and then screws to the exterior trim piece. So my goal here is to have less than 5 minutes with my old window out before I put the new window in, because I promised Ashley to keep the motorhome cool. We are in Arizona. It is 100 degrees. It's well, it's 8:30 in the morning, so it's probably only about 95. So I need to limit the amount of time that I have the window out. So I've had to adjust their glass just a little bit over. Maybe it shifted during shipping. Maybe it got hot. It was sitting in the back of the car. So I just adjusted it over a little bit so that it was nice and centered on the sealant. And I can already foresee that I'm gonna end up having to put silicone around this. My old window, my factory installed window, it leaks water when I wash. Always check and make sure your mechanism works before you go to install your window. Now, my old window, it says to make sure that you tape the glass to the frame. So we've got some painter's tape. We'll tape the glass to the frame and we'll pull it out. So we found that the styrofoam got stuck in the seal. So we're just gonna try and get all the styrofoam out of the seal. So I'm going to tape around my existing window to give me a good area for placing my new window, because you won't have a reference with that 1/4 inch in place. So I'm just going to tape around the perimeter of where the original window is. And then also they tell you to tape this glass to the frame so that it doesn't fall out when you unscrew it. Oh, Phillips screwdriver. We're gonna take the old window frame out. Here's all the old sealant. all down on the bottom of the window frame. That's why our old window leaked. Old window. Okay, so I beat Ashley. It was right at 54. Right at 54, 8:54 when I took the window out. And it's right about 8:59 when I put the window back in. So I made it under 5 minutes.
Just took an half to have the door open.
Right at 5 minutes. That shouldn't count against me. Okay, so Ashley had a good point. Maybe we should just put a little bead of tape right on here and here. So I'm gonna put some tape right at the top here.
Can we do this guy too?
Yes, please. That'll make installation a lot easier. If you're like me and you like losing hardware, they give you some extra. All right, so everything's loose, and I'm gonna actually try and move it up. Ashley says it was a little low in the frame, and she didn't like the, you could see a little bit at the top, a little bit of white, so she's asking if I could move the frame up, so I'll take this tape off. manufacturer says these are designed to bottom out. The door is open. The door is open.
I win.
Alright guys, so we just got done throwing in the Associated Products thin shade. If you like this video, go ahead and share it with your buddies, subscribe, and consider supporting us on Patreon. And if you didn't like this video, then go watch somebody else's. So Ashley asked that because you can see some of the old white exterior underneath the paint, they obviously put the window in and then painted. So there's a strip of white underneath the frame. Ashley wants me to seal it so that it just looks black. So I went and got some Dynaflex Ultra. This is just exterior silicone, and we're just gonna put a real thin bead around it, and so we'll see how well this holds up. The unfortunate part is we'll never know if the factory gasket sealed it, because we're gonna be putting this on, but maybe it's just better this way. So it's not pretty, but it'll work.